guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Trisha Penn Jackson. I'm a licensed real estate agent in New York City, and I also write a fashion and lifestyle blog called feastandfashion.com. Here on my channel, we talk about fashion, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about travel, and we sprinkle in a little bit of real estate. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button to become a member of our tribe. Please hit that notification button so you know when these videos drop, and please give this video a huge thumbs up to tell YouTube that you liked it. All right, it is that time a month again where I recap some of my favorites from the previous month. I did this for January and I'm continuing in February. I kind of like these. This actually, again, was inspired by a few different creators, but also something that I wanted to do on my actual blog, like an every Friday favorites, but I'm going to do this on a monthly basis and I kind of really like it. We start off with fashion news, things that happened in fashion world, and last month in February, you know, it was the fashion weeks, so it's going to be something that's really, I try to condense it as much as I can for some of my fashion news favorites. Then we're going to talk about things in and around NYC that were my favorites. Then we talk about some of the fashion pieces that are in my wardrobe that were workhorses for me that were my favorites. Then we're going to go into a little bit of beauty, so some of the beauty items that I loved and that I think that what I would suggest and recommend to anybody. And then finally, some of my favorite outfits that I wore. Again, it was New York Fashion Week last month, so I have some really great outfits that I am going to share with you guys. All right, so let's jump right into it with fashion news. So again, Fashion Week was last month, so you know that all the cities had their fashion weeks. New York, I did a rundown of some of my favorite shows from New York Fashion Week. If you haven't seen those videos, there's a part 1 and a part 2. I was actually going to do one for Milan, London, and Paris, but I figured I'd just chat about some of my favorite shows from those fashion weeks here, and I just have 4 to just chat about. It's just some of the most notable ones that actually really stuck out to me. Of course, if you guys have been following me and my YouTube page for a while, you know that I am obsessed with Loewe and J.W. Anderson in general. And of course, Loewe came with probably one of my favorite shows of Fashion Week and Fashion Month in general. The Loewe show was just it was just so cohesive. It's super creative yet wearable. Like, J.W. Anderson has this way of designing and creating pieces that are fun. They are statement-y, but still very chic, still very, again, wearable. And you guys know I love my Loewe heels. Again, just things that are unexpected but still can read as everyday items. So that's why I love Loewe, and some of the looks that that came down the runway this season. I cannot gush about this show anymore. Like the beadwork, the fun animal cartoony things, not really cartoony, but the fun animal motifs that were came down the runway, some of the knits and the wools and the furs and the exaggerated hemlines. I'm just obsessed. And of course, with that, I'm gonna roll right into my next one, which is Schiaparelli. Again, another brand that I'm just obsessed with because Daniel Roseberry is just a genius. He's honestly a genius. Like, he makes the everyday super fun, elevated. There was a lot of unique suiting in this seasons of Schiaparelli. There were braided ties. It was just fun and quirky, but elevated and chic and still timeless. That's the thing about these two fashion houses, is that they make things that are fun, that are wearable, that are chic and creative, but still timeless. Like, if I have a Schiaparelli suit with those eye motifs and those fun buckles and, you know, cuffs, I can wear it 10, 15, 20 years from now, and it still would read as amazing, as chic, and it's not costumey. So loved Schiaparelli this season. And of course the earrings, I already told you guys in my 2024 spring summer wish list that I have. I would love to get a pair of Schiaparelli earrings, and the earrings on this show, of course, just took the cake. Just love, love, love. And next I'm going to chat about Loewe. So Loewe has a new creative director. Her name is Chimena Kamali, and she's new as the creative director of Loewe, but not new to Loewe in general. She's worked there under a few different creative directors before. She even was a junior designer for Loewe when she was in the early 2000s, the early aughts, and her debut collection for Loewe knocked it out of the park. So Loewe to me is boho chic. There's honestly no other way to kind of describe it. And she took Loewe's boho chic DNA and elevated it and made it fun, made things that were wearable for not necessarily the boho girl like me. I'm not into boho that much, but if at all, but there were some jackets and some pieces in that collection that I'm like, I need those in my wardrobe as a chic glam girl, glam girl. And she just knocked it out of the park. Like, that show had so much press and accolades around it because it was just so amazing. So kudos to her, and I'm so excited to see what more she's going to do with Loewe. Not only, I do want to mention also that the boots, I need some Loewe boots after seeing them on the runway. So amazing. Speaking of boots, I'm going to segue into the next designer who had a very notable show, which was Gucci. You know, they have a new creative director, Sabato De Sarno, and he took Gucci into a totally different direction, which is indicative of this quiet luxury era. So Gucci is not as flamboyant and flashy as it used to be. There are still touches of that in some of the pieces, but a lot more timeless, toned down Gucci pieces, which actually, if you think about Gucci's heritage, is certainly a part of the DNA. But one thing, it's not necessarily my style, my aesthetic. I know that there's a lot of fashion girls that love this new direction of Gucci, but one thing that I am loving from this collection, from his collections and more recently, are the accessories, which are Gucci's bread and butter. Their bags, the shoes, the boots. I have to get me a pair of those Gucci boots. They have them in a thigh-high version. They have them in a calf version. These riding boots are just so chic, so timeless, amazing, with the little horse bit at the Achilles heel space. Love, love, love. There was also this platform kind of chic loafer situation that I also love. It had a snake print moment. They have them in red, which again is a big color for the next couple of seasons. And I am just obsessed. So those are my notable fashion moments. And then, all right, next up, my favorites from in and around New York City. So last month, of course, like I said, a lot was dedicated to Fashion Week and doing all the fashiony things. But at the tail end of the month, I was able to do this fun activity with Robbie, and we went to the New York Botanical Garden to see the Orchid show, and it was just as amazing as I remember it. This is my third time at the Orchid show, and I love it. And I have to thank my clients. I have some past clients that I sold to, I think 2 or 3 years ago, that they gifted Robbie and I tickets to go see it. They are members of the Botanical Garden, and it was just honestly amazing. I am obsessed. This season's fashion show was actually a nod to fashion, and there was like some brands there that created some looks. Most notably was Dauphinette had a collaboration with the Botanical Garden, which is so cool, and made a couple of looks with incorporating florals, like incorporating orchids. It's just a really good time. So if you are in New York City, I highly, highly, highly recommend going to the Orchid show. I love it every season. I am obsessed with flowers and plants in general. As you can kind of see, some of my I have over 50 plants in this apartment. And I have 2 orchids in my collection. But yeah, I am obsessed, and it was just, I cannot recommend it anymore. All right, some of the fashion pieces in my wardrobe that I am loving and loved and were workhorses in my collection last month. First up is this top from H&M. I got this during Fashion Week and during actually H&M's Soho. They had a reopening of a Soho store. They moved locations from right next to Zara, and they are actually now where, I can't remember what was there actually, but they're across from where Forever 21 is or was or whatever. And I picked this up, and this has been a workhorse. I've worn it to New York Fashion Week, but I've worn it probably 3 or 4 times since then, and I am obsessed with this top. I love it so much. I think it's just a really great, it's a fun top, and it's also kind of like a basic because it's black, it's a button up, but it's sheer, like you can see it's sheer, and it just has this fun detail. It was a workhorse, and it was honestly fairly, I think it was like 30 something bucks. So definitely highly recommend that. I'm going to put that in, I'm going to link it in the description if it's still available. And if not, like the item number, so you can shop it in stores, because that sometimes H&M doesn't have things online, but you can definitely find them in stores. So highly recommend that. Next up is this baby. So this bag, and I actually included it in a haul that will come out soon, but I wanted to mention it again because it's been such a workhorse. I've worn it tons of times. I got this right before New York Fashion Week with some other pieces that I got for Fashion Week, and I just loved what it looked like. It was a chic, structured bag, and I told you guys that these kind of bags are in this season, and I love it. It's this kind of crocodile print. I think it's crocodile more than snake. Yeah, this is more crocodile print, alligator print bag in this black tone. It's not real leather, but it has been holding up pretty well. This has been my work bag for more recent. Has the red inside and this cool little pocket here, pocket detail. And I just love it so much. It's definitely been a great addition. I've worn it tons of times, and it's holding up pretty well, even though it's faux leather. I think it retails for like 30 bucks, 30 something dollars. And I think it's just a really great work bag. Has a really long strap, so you can wear it shoulder wise. And it fits a lot of things. If you are me, like a work girly, you need to carry like laptops and all that stuff. Definitely my iPad and laptop can fit in here easily. I also usually carry a book with me in most instances, so this pocketbook, this bag is definitely a winner. The last, but certainly not least fashion item on my list is actually this skirt that I'm wearing from Reformation. I don't have it physically here to show you because it's in the wash, because I've been wearing it so much. In lieu of wearing actual jeans, I've just been running to this Reformation skirt, and you guys saw it in a haul that I did that I got it from Nordstrom. It was on sale, but I think that they still sell them because I got a Reformation email, and I saw a skirt that was very similar, but I'm definitely going to link it. It has been amazing. I love the shape. It gives, I mean, if you have an hourglass shape, it gives you kind of like this cool, kind of sexy siren, but it's also fun, and I could just pop it on with a shirt. I've worn it with this top a couple of times, and I just cannot recommend that skirt enough. It has a little, it's like ever so slightly stretchy, like ever so slightly, maybe like 3%, and I just how I love it. I do not like denim with tons of stretch in it because it tends to stretch out, and this skirt has just been a game changer, honestly, for me and my wardrobe. I love it so much. I told you guys I'm into maxis, and this definitely fits that bill. Okay, so we're gonna move on to beauty. Beauty, it's not necessarily my bailiwick. I definitely am a beauty obsessed girl. If you saw my beauty repertoire, you'd be like, girl. But I don't want to claim to be any expert in that field just yet. But I am a connoisseur and someone that loves, loves, loves different beauty items. And most recently, adding to my foundation was this Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I got this in the color 4N2T, T as in tea, like tea time. And I'm obsessed with this. This foundation is so light, and it's not like a full coverage, it's almost like a medium coverage kind of foundation, but I love it so much because it kind of lets your skin show through, and it's really that girl. It's really flawless. And someone with oily skin, I find that it doesn't keep me too oily. It doesn't necessarily give me that matte look that I usually like, but with a little bit of powder, this has just been perfect. I love what it feels like, and I'm obsessed. And the color match was perfect for me in my winter color. I'm a little lighter right now than I usually am in the summer times, and this color matched me perfectly. Cannot recommend this enough. I actually mentioned it a couple times on my Instagram because and even on my TikTok actually, because I'm just so obsessed with this. Like, I wore it I started wearing it during Fashion Week, and I was just like, where has this been all my life? I love it so much. Really, really good. All right, next on my list, which is also something that I bought for Fashion Week. During Fashion Week, I needed a new concealer, and I went to Nordstrom. Yes, Nordstrom. I'm obsessed with it. Nordstrom. Went to Nordstrom and got that foundation, and then also got this concealer from Hourglass. Now, this was actually a TikTok made me do it moment. I've been hearing about this concealer on TikTok, and I was excited to try it, and lo and behold, TikTok did not steer me wrong. This is an amazing. It's so it feels very lightweight. Like, a lot of concealers feel kind of chunky and sometimes like heavy. This one does not. The formula is really great. I love the applicator. Also, this little brush. I don't see if you can see that. Yeah, the little brush applicator is really cool, and how you apply it, I just like how it goes on super smooth. And then it's funny because when I put this color on my skin, I'm like, this is not my color. What in the caucasity is this? But no, it works perfectly. The person who matched me with that foundation also matched me with this, and it works perfectly. This is the color Topaz, and this is the Hourglass Vanish concealer. It's so good. If you have not tried it, or if you've seen it, you definitely have to try it. It's I want to say it's like $30 or so. So it's a little 20 or something, or $30. So it's a little pricier in terms of like makeup in general, but cannot recommend. And I feel like this was gonna go a long way. Like, there's a lot in here. And a little goes a long way with that as well. Like, you don't have to put a ton to get that coverage that you're looking for. All right, next on my list is, this was actually gifted to me from MAC quite a while ago. I've had this for like I want to say a good 5 months I've had this. This was gifted to me. MAC came out with a skincare line, and this was a part of it. It is the Hyper Real Skin Canvas Balm. It's a moisturizing cream, and guys, I am obsessed with this. I gotta buy a new one because this is empty. But I figured I had to share it because I love it so much. Again, I have oily skin, and sometimes when you have oily skin, you think that you don't need to moisturize, but it's actually the opposite. When you have oily skin, you need to moisturize because your body is producing excess oil, because it's saying that you need more moisture. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. But I apply this at night, and I wake up and my face just feels so supple. When I do use retinols, which I do sometimes, I try to do it maybe once or twice a week. I use this right after because it's very hydrating. Retinols can be drying and irritating to your skin, and this formula is really great. This has niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and that's where you get that juiciness, that plumpness. Hyaluronic acid is very good for plumping and hydrating the skin, and it has ceramides, and then it has Japanese peony extract in it. I don't know what that does, but it does something because I love it so much. And also, in a rare occasion, this smells. Maybe that's where the peony come in because I'm obsessed with peonies. This smells so good. When I put this on my face, I'm like, time for bed. Like, it smells so good. Highly recommend this if you're looking for a moisturizer, something that's, and it's a little thicker too, which again, as a oilier person, I'm like, thick oil moisture, like, get this away from me because I feel like it's gonna make me oily, but not this, girl. Not this. Just juicy, plump, just moisturized skin. I wake up and I'm like, like, oh, cute. You're cute. So highly recommend that. All right. We are to my final category, which I am obsessed with, and I know you guys love it too. Seeing some of my outfits that resonated with me, that were my favorites from last month, and it being Fashion Month, I have some good looks for you guys. The first being this look, which actually is incorporating this one. You guys saw a peek of it earlier because, again, I told you I wore this top a bunch, and it so happened to make it into one of my favorite Fashion Week looks. I wore this H&M top with a oversized men's tuxedo jacket that I got thrifted. I think it was like maybe like $3 or $4 or something when I went to the thrift store in Maryland. I wore that with this gorgeous rose printed Ghani skirt, and then finished it off with my Loewe flower heeled pumps. And guys, like I said, when I say I'm obsessed, I'm obsessed. And that's, again, with Loewe, how they do that unexpected everyday situation. When I wore these pumps, a lot of people were just like, oh, your outfit's so cute, your skirt's so cute. And then I would turn to the side or turn to the back, and they would see a glimpse of the heel and be like, oh my gosh, that is so smart, because I matched the heels, the rose heel detail with the roses in the skirt, and it was just that little quirk that just made like the look pop. So again, love Loewe, love those heels, and I love this look. The next look was probably my favorite look of Fashion Week. It was probably my favorite. Honestly, I just loved every element of this look. Was just chef's kiss. Every element I just loved. So on top, I was wearing my favorite Jacquemus blazer with the kind of all shoulder situation and crisscross with the beaded at the big bead at the back. And I wore it over a black turtleneck. Obviously, like, that blazer is great for the summer and spring because you don't have to wear a shirt on with it, and it gives you this sexy off shoulder. I wore it last Fashion Week as well, but wanted to switch it up and wear it in a more winter appropriate way. So I wore it with a turtleneck, and then if you can see it in the detail, I have my Fendi ear cuff on, which I love. That was a anniversary gift from husband a couple years ago. I think it was our dating anniversary that I think it was our dating anniversary that I got that for. Yeah, I think it was a dating anniversary. Got me this ear cuff, and along with that, I have these amazing sequin stud pants that are the sequin pants of my dreams. They are amazing. They are new season, and I actually got these again from Nordstrom. They are in this beautiful maroon oxblood. You guys know I'm obsessed with this color. And then I finished the whole look off with my new Bottega Veneta heels, and just chef's kiss. Yes, this is a full designer look, and I'm not really into wearing a bunch of designers like this, but sometimes when they go together, and this is an example of that. It's just so good. I love it. I got so many compliments on this look when I wore it out, when I wore it to the fashion show that I wore it to. Just love it. And then the last, but certainly not least look that I wore was this snake print pants with, which is from Topshop, but I got it from, it's a Topshop brand, but I got it from ASOS. I also paired it with this men's ASOS top, covered with my Meow corseted, brown corset, and then on top of my head, I'm wearing a vintage fur stole that I made into a headband, and I topped the whole look off with my vintage fur, and I just felt like a real boss bitch in this outfit. It was just so glamorous and over the top. I actually wore it to a talk just after Fashion Week, and I just wanted to be extra, and this look just gave me extra. And I loved it. I wish I got some more. I took like mirror photos in it. I wish I got more photos. I'm gonna put it back on and take some real photos in it because it was just super, super cute. Loved it. You guys let me know which one of the three of these looks was your favorite from my Fashion Week looks. And if you guys are interested in any of the things that I mentioned, they will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.